The Flyers lose 4-3 in overtime last night to San Jose. They could not complete the California sweep. And I have a weird view on this game. I really just don't know how to feel because at one point, you got to think to yourself, the San Jose Sharks team, they're underachieving. They haven't won in a couple games, and they're due. They're a good, talented squad that are favorites to go to the Stanley Cup final. They're a good team, so they're not going to play that poorly for long. At the other side of it, we had a lead in the third period and should have came out with 2 points, and we didn't. So I'm just it's a mental mess for me when it comes to thinking about this game. But early on, about 30 seconds into this hockey game, outstanding puck movement by our forwards. I mean, it was tic-tac-toe, enter the zone. It was beautiful, and Nolan Patrick ends up scoring, and it was assisted by Konechny and Oscar Lindblom. It was a middle of a line change, but we had three of our young guns out there, and it was just absolutely excellent the way they entered the zone and scored. Now, a couple minutes later, we give up the lead as Meyer scores his first of the night, and it's 1-1. Still the first period, though. Jordan Wheel with a cannon as he turns around and fires it. Dale Weiss, I always joke around. There's nothing like Flyers hockey and Dale Weiss. I always like to make that joke for some reason. But he was sitting net front, and it was a beautiful screen by him. Jones couldn't see anything, and he just rips it right by him. We're up 2-1 going into the second period. We did go to our backup in this game. Cal Pickard got the start over Brian Elliott. We got to give that man a little bit of a rest. So in the second period, 10 minutes in on the power play, Joe Pavelski's wide open back door. It was a really nice pass, and he just taps it in pretty much an empty net. Now, the penalty call was Claude Giroux on a hooking, and it just seemed a little bit, I get it, because his stick was in his arms and all that, but he was holding on to it, and Giroux left his hands up. The referee there didn't even call it. It was the ref on the other side. That's one that always pisses me off, but I get it. I do get the penalty call. Joe Pavelski buries it. It's 2-2. For the third goal, there's about a minute and 30 left in the period, and the Sharks just have a little bit of a breakdown. We're behind the net. Oscar Lindblom, he sees vision, and he finds Voracek high slot, and he just buries it. I mean, a defensive breakdown for sure. There was no one even close to Jake Voracek wide open in the slot. That can't happen. He's going to bury the biscuit. So we take a 3-2 lead going into the third, and this third period was chances after chances after chances after chances after chances for the San Jose Sharks. They were firing, they were peppering, they were just having all the momentum. We did have one chance for Travis Konechny, who comes down, he makes a nice backhand move, and he ends up hitting the post. And that was the biggest opportunity for us to kind of take away a hope, if you will, for the Sharks. But no, of course not, and they just come down. Joe on the left side, it was a rip, and it was a snipe, and it picked the perfect part of the corner, went right over Cal's shoulder. But one thing that pisses me off a little bit with this goal is the shot was from outside the dots. The shot was from outside the face-off dots, and that's just like an angle that shouldn't go in. I understand it's Joe Thornton who's done this so many times before, and it was a perfect shot, don't get me wrong. But outside the dots, you're going to let up a goal from that angle? And that happened with 5 minutes left in the third. You move on to overtime, and you're talking 15 seconds in. Jake Voracek with the turnover on the boards. 2-on-1. Meyer scores his second of the night, and they win. And I'm happy that we got a point in San Jose. If you told me before we're going to snag a point, that I would be happy with it. But just the way that it played out with having the lead at 3-2, going into the third, 5 minutes left in the third period, all we had to do was find a way to kill that out, get the red line, get it deep. But we couldn't do so as the Sharks just kept pummeling us until they scored. So it's kind of like we had the game and lost it. But we do get a point, so there is a positive out of it. But I mean, I think they took it from us. They did. Don't get me wrong. Throughout the game, the Sharks had a lot of pressure, a ton of shots. It was a good game back and forth. But that third period, we were trying to pretty much, all right, let's hold on to this lead while they were pumping us, saying we're going to take this back. So, Flyers get a point. We play Monday, Phoenix. Try and keep this win streak going. One thing that pisses me off too, though, these players and coaches saying, "Oh, it was great to get away from home. It was too much stress at home." It's continuing. Dave Haxtell said it. Radko Gudas said it. I'm sorry, dude. Like, what? You better get ready, because, okay, we're going to be firing in all cylinders at home. You better get used to it. You're going to have to play at home. Let me know what your thoughts are. See you next time.